Chief Justice John Roberts confirming that leaked opinion, if you will, to Politico is real. And he says it's not the final word from the court. Now, that text shows the court's conservative majority appears set to change course, meaning abortion would be decided on a state-by-state basis. Now, it's a bombshell that sent protesters, you see right there on both sides, to the steps of the Supreme Court after it was revealed last night.
Those protesters have been making their voices heard again today. We're covering this story from every angle. Matthew Torres will talk about the laws here in the Metro in a moment.
But first, more from the crowds. Let's get to our Bruce LaShan, who starts us off tonight. Hey, Bruce.
Hey, Lorenzo, it is intense. It is loud here. The crowd has now spilled off the Supreme Court sidewalk and out into First Street, which is closed down, blocked by police barricades. The first line in Justice Alito's draft opinion says, abortion presents a profound moral issue on which Americans hold sharply conflicting views. That first line may be about the only thing that both sides here can agree on.
We are gonna dance on the grave of Roe.
Jubilation for anti-abortion activists.
We're gonna dance.
The majority of people in America do not believe in forced birth.
Frustration and anger for those defending abortion rights.
I feel like telling people to vote doesn't do anything, because I did vote, and now we're here.
The protesters began gathering last night, soon after the draft opinion rejecting nearly 50 years of Supreme Court precedent was published.
But we have to keep fighting because we know the Supreme Court is swayed by public opinion.
The crowds have only continued to build.
I think that this is just one more chipping away at American freedoms.
Southwest toward U.S. Capitol.
Police now visibly staging along the approaches to the city and pushing barricades out for blocks around the Supreme Court.
Abortion.
Some protesters promising to keep chanting for the rest of the week.
The majority of people in America do not believe the government should force a woman to have a baby.
I'm literally here today because my limbs were not, pulled from my body in the womb.
Novelia Etienne of Fredericksburg says she is only alive because her teen mom was unable to afford an abortion.
If we don't have the right to life, we don't have any other rights.
Anne Marie Luciano of North Potomac was arguing with a group of D.C. anti-abortion activists.
Abortion is a right.
But debate was not changing minds.
There's a minority of white men who want to control women, and they're about to get their way and do it.
One big question, will overthrowing Roe v. Wade fire up the left and change the course of the upcoming congressional midterms, which are usually a bloodbath for the party in control of the White House? You heard the frustration of that young progressive voter from Arizona. Big question about turnout and how intense people are feeling. But I'll tell you what, they're now the pro-abortion rights activists have kind of taken over the street here. It looks intense. The crowd here will probably give us some sense of how things are going to turn out in November. Lorenzo,
yeah, Bruce,
back to you.
We know this is only the beginning. Thank you so much. And also